Hello, hello. We're back with the Crow Inquisitors. What was happening? Oh, you just made a circles roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we established
we did all that so you could answer if you had crossbowmen or bowmen.
Yes, that is what happened.
That better be important.
So we better see these guys in action.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, obviously, this character is important. So, I mean, Connor, you tell me who this guy is. You succeeded.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this man, his name is Gerald.
So is he a Serrano?
Is he
then?
from Rivia?
Yes. Whatever you were about to say, yes.
Serrano.
If you obviously know.
Well, is he a Serrano?
Yes.
That makes sense.
He is from Rivia. Okay.
Oh.
Now I'm scared. I quit. I'm not gonna fight against Geralt of Rivia. That's bogus.
Backing out. Peace.
We're done. Bye. Well, I mean, if all goes well, you won't have to fight against him.
I think that's fair.
When does everything go well in these games, Caleb?
Nothing.
That was kind of
Never.
my
He's
contention.
never done that. What does that even mean?
When does all go well?
So this guy's name is Gerald Bow, because he's a Serrano, and so he has a one-syllable last name. I just no, it should not be Gerald Bow. I just realized what that.
I was gonna say, is that?
I was just thinking B-O.
I see what you're trying to do, and it didn't work.
Nope, it totally didn't
I
work.
missed something there.
Okay, his name is Gerald Va. There we go. That's better.
Okay.
That's better than the pun that was that original name. Unintentional.
I don't get it.
Bow. I said
Bow.
Gerald Bow was his
It
name.
wasn't even a pun. It was just
Lame.
yeah.
It was a pun
Terrible.
if you had seen. If it was okay, so if it was a pun if you had been in my mind, seen my train of thought there.
We could
I'm
have
not sure
seen
what
your
Geralt has
spelling.
to do with bows. That's
Actually,
fine.
it would have been a good pun if you had seen the screen. If I had been on the Roll20 screen during any of that, then you would have been able to understand. Anyway,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
All right. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Yeah. So you have a Witcher on your team. It's cheating.
I know.
Yeah. So Gerald Va. What is he about, Connor?
He is about 6'2".
I was wondering what you were gonna say there. That was gonna say.
No, archers are generally shorter because they don't have the reach to fight us tall people.
Well, this guy isn't. I mean,
He's also probably ripped.
You're taller than 6'2".
Alrik?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So he's still shorter than you. So it shouldn't matter.
that's true. I mean, Alrik's like, what did I say he was? 7
feet,
something?
some ridiculous number.
It's not ridiculous to be 7 feet tall.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Maybe not for a Eurogard, but
Maybe not for a really tall, like obnoxiously lanky person, but for a buff guy, yeah, that's ridiculous.
so I mean, what else about this guy, Cantarius? Like, how did he join
Honestly,
you?
I have no idea. I'm really not sure.
He hunts giant monsters.
He,
for
he
money.
obviously like believes in your. So is he part of your original like, or not original? Your like inner circle?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't know why we haven't seen him yet, though, because of that. You know what I mean?
I mean, he was probably in the room, right? Like, because you guys were having a conversation. You
That's
had.
true.
We just didn't like. We just kind of like.
Okay,
said,
I mean, he's
they're all,
a
like,
lot like long shot. Then let's say he's just
Well,
like
I mean,
Yeah.
if he's
He's
just
silent.
like a soldier that trains your men, he's probably not. Oh, you just said now he was in your inner council, right? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing, right? We established that there were other people in your inner council that we didn't like name or give personalities to. So he just he just didn't say a whole lot, right? So,
right.
And so like now whenever we see Geralt, like you'll recognize him if you were watching the the TV show version of this. You'd see that obviously it's the same actor and he was there the whole time, but now we're giving him a character.
Right.
Anyway, I mean he's not there right now, I'm assuming. So this is just background stuff that we know. So yeah, Caspian, you had just asked him like, did you ask him like, do you have archers?
Yeah, I asked him if his men were proficient with ranged weaponry, basically.
And like, I don't think all of them are necessarily, but you have like a portion of men who are like trained archers, Cantarius.
I mean, most of the people that he is with are the camp followers, and most of the people he trained with the bow probably aren't there anymore, right?
It depends, because it was just Iris's people who went, and that's the thing. Like if
Right, but if those were mostly the soldiers, then he probably didn't train like the cooks.
No. So the only people that went with Iris were the people who believed in what Iris was doing. So even though there are quite a few soldiers among Iris's group, they're nowhere near all of the soldiers, because the soldiers were split pretty directly in half between Iris and Theo.
Okay, I was somehow missing that. Okay, I see.
So
that makes
like
more
obviously any of the people who were like interested in the strong as a philosophy, like they would probably be people who are strong, right? Like those are the type of people who would be attracted to that philosophy anyway. So most of the people in Iris's group are pretty good soldiers and warriors and stuff, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then. All right. Yeah. So I ask if any of your people can use a bow, basically.
The answer is clearly yes.
Okay.
After that, brief intermission.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, he says perhaps they'd be better suited using those from the walls than spears on
the plains.
Testudo? Is that what you call those? I think that's a spear formation.
What?
Then a spear formation. Better shooting arrows from the walls than thrusting spears down while you're getting charged at.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, he says maybe they'd be better suited on the walls with bows.
Yeah, I would agree. That seems like a much safer use of my men's time.
And maybe their lives. Yeah, so he nods. He says, of course, still don't know who these mercenaries belong to or their intents, but presumably we should prepare for the worst just in case. So I will direct some men to re-equip yours, and we'll begin preparations with moving your men inside as well. I guess we have a day. Would they have time to break down their entire camp and move it while also
if they booked it
up?
I mean, they did that normally, right? Like they're made to be portable.
That's true. Yeah, I suppose it's a pretty normal thing for them. So so you might also want to take anything valuable that you would normally move and bring it temporarily within the walls so we can.
Okay, so you do that, Cantarius?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay. So yeah, we can just skip ahead and get a montage of that. And then the cavalry come into sight. Is someone going to meet with them? What?
Well, okay. Did we get another? He said he was going to send another horseman. Did that person come in? Anything?
Yeah, sure. So I guess we get a scene, Alrik, of you getting another the same scout probably comes in, and he says, "More news about the cavalrymen, Alrik, Commander Alrik."
All right. How many? Whose are they? How heavily are they armed? In that order.
So our original estimate seemed to be correct, about 100 strong. Not all warriors. There are some that look like more utilitarian members of the group. They seem to be a traveling band of some sort.
Oh, they play music. Cool. Got worried for nothing.
No. What was the second part of that, Alrik?
Oh, come now. I gave you 3 things you should not have forgotten.
Is it who they were from?
Whose are they?
One of my men did recognize it. It turns out it is it's a local Sahiba. Her name is Vashri.
A local Sahib, and they didn't recognize
a local Sahiba. It's a woman.
What? Okay, so there's. But wouldn't she have the same heraldry as her husband, who we probably know?
No. So,
or is that sexist? I don't know.
That is sexist, especially in this country. Yes, that is very sexist. In Serragon, that would be sexist. It would still be sexist, but no. So, one of the scouts recognized Vashri, and because he used to be from the place that she lives in, it's a different part of Nasrin. And he knows that recently she ran into hard times and like basically like lost her family's holdings, and has since become like a roving warlord basically.
So when he said local, he meant like in the region, not like a few miles away local.
Yes, he meant like
okay, all right. I was like, seriously, man.
So he probably wouldn't have used the word local, but something that would have meant in the region.
Regional.
Nasrin Sahiba. Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because seriously, that guy needs to be fired otherwise.
But yeah, so he is. He says that. That's who it is. And what was the third thing? Because I'm sure he would remember these. I just
how well armed they are.
How well armed they are.
Someone's paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have to answer the question, so.
The scout says, I mean, moderately. They seem to be a bit of a ragged band. Like they're not terribly well equipped. They have weapons. And would be they look like they know how to use them and they'd be formidable fighters. But like, they're definitely not. They haven't been able to upkeep their equipment very well, or their clothes. So. Yeah. They're planning on causing any trouble in this region. They're very stupid to do so. Or very desperate.
Is it clear exactly where they're headed?
They're headed straight for White Sea.
They're probably not desperate though. I mean, there's so many oases around to go and get food at and stuff. Like, they're probably fine.
Yeah. So I mean, unless you want to do something specific about that, and then they show up pretty soon the next day.
I mean,
I'm so what's they like? Do you meet them outside of the gate, or are you just waiting to like walk like right up to the gate? You send an envoy of some sort, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go out there.
Right.
Screw that.
Of course.
Also, how many? Oh, 1 second. Let me.
I mean, Alrik would probably be the guy to send.
Fair. I will send him. This was an unrelated thing. Let me just. Yeah. Okay. That's unrelated. Go ahead. I'll send.
Okay.
I'll send Alrik out then, with some Outriders probably, and probably Ravi because
Sure.
That's sort of his thing.
Yeah. So you guys ride out to meet the Sahiba.
The Outriders ride out.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, as you guys are riding, Ravi looks kind of nervous. Alrik, he keeps like looking behind like longingly at White Sea, like and like, looking ahead like I don't like.
Also, if I can, could I have a short conversation with him about
Ravi?
Like, I assume this information is related to me, and I assume I'm familiar with this woman, at least passingly, right? Familiar with of this? I know of this woman. I assume
you probably know just about as much as, if not less, really, than the scout. She's a far away Sahiba, like on the other side of Nasrin.
Oh, okay.
And she's not particularly like powerful, really.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. That's all I really needed to know. But
yeah, okay. I was gonna say you can make a roll of some sort if you wanted to know more, but
okay.
I'm not sure you have any relevant wises or anything though.
Yeah. I was gonna ask Ravi if he knew any more, but if she's all the way on the other side, he probably doesn't know anything more than I do. So.
I mean, I can look here. Let me just look at Ravi's skills. Let me see if he might have anything relevant.
I'm gonna get a wise called relevant wise, and anytime you ask me if I have a relevant wise, I'm gonna say yes.
Gosh.
Oh boy.
That's the rule book. It says you can fork a relevant wise. So
nothing that would probably be like directly applicable.
Okay, so. That's fine. I just wanted to see if there was anything I could glean from that. But all right, so yeah, sorry, continue.
Yep, no problem. So yeah, Ravi looks nervous. Alrik, as you guys ride up to meet the Sahiba.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Ravi looks nervous. Ravi is, Caspian's cousin, his scribe, and like a lawmaker, basically. He looks nervous as he rides next to you to go meet the Sahiba.
Something bothering you, scribe?
He looks at you. He's like, I am much more than a scribe. Thank you very much.
He's basically like the vice president, except that all he does is write my laws and go sleep with people. But
yeah, basically.
Whatever.
He's a very three-dimensional character.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Sex and scribing. That's his life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. He just like sniffs indignantly and he says, "I just
never seen combat before.
Foreign dignitaries make me nervous. I've had bad run-ins with lords before, and I'll continue to have bad run-ins with lords."
Yeah, that's what happens when you sleep with her. Anyways, I'm not there. I don't say anything.
Yeah, Caspian would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ride up, and the Sahiba rides forward.
Oh, she's there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's there.
She's got bigger cojones than I do. She's there in person.
So this is Vashri. She has the hood on, like in that picture. She rides forward with like some of her honor guard basically. She like looks you up and down, Alrik, kind of like appreciatively. Like she's like, huh, wow, that's big tough muscular guy. Oh, all right.
That was easy.
And kind of like tilts her head up like upward, kind of like tough nod.
You're single, right, Alrik?
Not looking.
She has
I mean, that's kind of irrelevant.
She has a big falchion. She has a big falchion strapped to her back.
Cool.
And yeah, she looks at you.
You said big. Are we talking regular size falchion, or are we talking like outsized? This is an important character sized weapon.
Let me double check that is the weapon that she uses. Oh no.
That's sad,
no.
It's
oh,
true.
okay. So I actually have her whole character right here. So she does not have a falchion. She has a big old mace. That is strapped
important character mace.
Back her head, or back her back.
Who else is with me?
Probably the same scout who talked to you before.
I would think not. Somebody's getting a talking to about specificity in his reports.
Well, no. So
brevity.
The guy who talked to you was just relaying the message of the scout. So I think
he wasn't the one that actually saw.
Yeah, I think that guy is like the guy who like is your second in command, basically. The guy he was talking to.
I don't like this guy. I want a new second in command.
I mean, you can do that if you want to.
I'm good.
It's up to you. And a couple of other outriders.
Yeah, there's definitely more than you and Ravi.
Like you can feel free to circles up a specific person of these anytime you want to. So,
probably later when I have slightly more to pull on when I want to circles.
Yeah. Also, anytime we need somebody really tough to circles, you should roll it because you have soldier things. So you can just find me cool soldiers. It'll be great.
Yeah. So she rides up to you. Has a mace. And her desert hood and whatnot. And she says, "And who are you? Caspian's dog?"
Ooh, she knows my name. How sweet.
Ooh. You talking to me?
No, Alrik.
I was about to say.
Why would you do that?
Dialogue system broke. Come back later.
She starts glitching.
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh no. Just got that. Sorry. Anyways.
Josh, have you played Doki Doki Literature Club?
Here.
No.
You need to play the Doki Doki Literature Club. I probably told you this already, but
no thanks.
Okay.
We've made lots of references.
You totally should though. Just saying.
If it'll make David get Destiny.
But I mean, like, I want Destiny already. I just don't have enough money to spend on it.
Yeah, so yes.
Okay, Connor get Destiny.
I don't care.
David, how dare you?
Sorry, what did I do?
You should have played harder to get. Negotiate. You need to channel your inner Caspian, man.
No, I should have played that one harder, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because now I'm gonna have to play a weeb game.
Yep, that's true.
It's a great weeb game.
Yeah, it's actually not that weeby, to be honest.
Still a weeb game.
Nah,
it's more horror than weeb, which I guess, I don't know. Anyways, irrelevant. Moving on.
So,
right. So,
she's
if you were a dog.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Are you Caspian's dog?
That's rude. You should kill her.
Okay.
Violence is always the answer. Or is an answer.
Violence
Never off the table.
Usually the answer.
Wait, okay, you're gonna attack her.
I'm not actually going to kill her with my hammer, dude.
You didn't say anything else, so
I'm just not in the mood for confrontation right now. I've had a rough week.
I'm sorry.
Channel in the all hospital your last weekend, so I had a rough week. Like literally got off here with you, and half hour later my lung collapses and I'm calling ambulance and
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Again?
Back to where I was in April.
Dang, man.
Yeah. It wasn't as severe though as it was in April, right?
It wasn't. It was roughly equivalent to what triggered what happened in April.
Yeah.
Right.
The first occurrence in April.
You said that was like 50%, right? And this was like 10.
No, the February event was 50%.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
The April one was somewhere in the tune of 15 to 20%.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
This one was about 15% when they gave it a number.
Gotcha.
On the other side, because I'm good at this.
But on the bright side, it shouldn't happen again, right?
That's what we said last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they completed the procedure this time, right? Like they actually did the rest of it.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
All right. So theoretically.
So that's why I'm more distractible today.
It's totally fine. Just take out all of your frustration on.
I've been on panic and high alert all week.
Yeah.
All right. It would probably feel really good to kill a random woman you haven't met.
And then get murdered by her cavalrymen.
No, I mean, we got your back. That's okay.
From the wall.
And now we're doing range and cover. All right.
Yeah. We're going to randomly spend a lot of our time maneuvering on this wall.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I'm just completely unsure how to respond to that. In character. I'm not thinking in character, and I need to start thinking in character again.
Just say yes.
Which would be completely false.
Well, I mean, yeah. But, you could put her off guard. Make her think you're a simpleton. And then break your face with a hammer.
Which would be a very simpleton thing to do.
No, not at all.
No, that's much more in line with barbarian than paladin. Or
oh, is that okay? Yeah, that's fair.
You channeling paladin in this character?
No.
Championing the people and all that.
That's fair.
There's greatness inside of you still.
People, champion of the people. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Once I become a god, you can be my patron, saint. And
I imagine you're about as good-hearted as Kelsier. So get the generalities down, but specifics.
You're good at sounding like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, we should help the Ska, and I hate noblemen too, and they should probably all die, but
Yeah.
There's not like a single person that's actually good in their number, even though I'm pretty much just doing the exact same thing that the noblemen do to the Ska all the time. Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to killing this randomly.
Where did we go off? We went off.
I just reread Final Empire. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going
now.
I was mad at Kelsier the whole time.
Really? He's the best though.
He's just a jerk. Like he's legitimately just a jerk person.
You walk in with your eyes open, and suddenly it changes the perspective on the book.
It really does.
I mean, I don't know. He's still my favorite character. But anyway,
he's a great character. He's just a jerk.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, that's his best quality.
His best quality is jerk.
Yeah.
He has jerk maxed out to 100.
Yeah. He's got a lot of dice in that. Moving on. So go ahead.
Third derivative.
Yeah, that was a lot. Also, you probably don't have to say anything specific. If you want to hand wave some comment, that's probably fine.
Yeah. Something clever.
Also, I could have Robbie just say something instead.
No, because he is Caspian's dog. So
you'd be like, no, I'm over here.
No, that's him.
I think Robbie is like giving you a look like, you gonna take that?
All of a sudden, now he's cocky.
I'm really tempted to just go, nah, that's him.
No,
that would be great.
Yeah.
I don't want to make Ravi hate me, though.
I mean,
not
he's
yet.
already kind of a douchey person. Don't worry about it.
Okay. If you don't care, but I may end up having to split his skull with a hammer.
Well, I mean, I might not be super thrilled about that. He's useful, but...
yeah, okay, anyways, so that's my answer then. No, that's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robbie just like...
That's a good answer.
Robbie just like... He does the like, wait, are you looking at... me?
Like, yeah. Wait, are you pointing at me?
And he just pales. His horse like backs up a step.
Oh boy.
Sahiba raises her eyebrow.
Alrik makes some comment to the tune that he's, from the people of White Sea, and is curious what she's doing in these parts with a armed group of men.
Mm-hmm. She says, I'm here after one person, and one person only. I believe that he now takes residence inside these walls.
Look, I know I'm attractive, but... Jeez.
I don't need another wife. Like, come on.
Oh, wow.
What do you have?
Well, now I know why you're having hard times holding your land. Can't have kids. Oh, you're talking about me. I thought you said she said that. All right, never mind.
Talking about you, Caspian.
Yep.
She's not a lesbian.
Can always...
It's not a thing.
Can never have too many wives, let's be honest. But anyways.
I think Solomon would disagree.
Maybe like really old and wise Solomon?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
anyways.
Was there any other kind?
We're making so little progress on this.
Yes, we are. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
Actually is.
It's pretty much my fault. I've been making all the jokes. All right.
Actually is my fault, but okay.
I know it's not my fault.
Yeah.
So
it's cool.
Go with that.
Yeah, so she's,
you can keep playing Paragon.
Hey, no.
Yeah, she's like, I'm here after one man and one man only, and he resides inside these walls. She does not give you any more information than that because, aloofness. It's a prerequisite in a character like this.
Yeah. Oh my.
If it's a refugee you're seeking, I'm sure something could be. Words. Is it a? How do I'm in some general question in terms of who is this person? Is it a refugee you're seeking, some kind of a asylum seeker or criminal?
She says, I don't know if you would recognize the name, but if it helps, his name is Siegfried.
Oh.
No, this is Jared's fault. All right.
Woman comes out with an army of men coming after.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he should be flattered.
I don't know that Alrik. Let's see. What would kind of be protocol here, right?
You check the handbook. Outrider handbook. What to do in case of hostage situation? No.
I mean, the protocol would normally be get as much money for them as possible and then screw them over. But this is Siegfried, and I need him to become a golden god. So, but you don't know that, so take that as you will.
I mean, you could just say like, I will go like talk to Caspian about this. We'll see.
That's fair. You can also do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something along those lines. It's like, I have no reason or authority to give hospitality here.
When we asked,
but they don't seem to. I'm not saying that out loud.
Okay.
Oh,
not saying that out loud.
Right, it sounded like you were, so.
No, I'm Running through in my head, the right response is something to the tune of "I will speak with Caspian and we will get back to you shortly."
Please hold. Your business is very valuable to us.
She nods and she says, that is all we seek. Just Caspian, preferably alive. Dead.
Why wouldn't
work
I be
too.
alive?
Or I'm sorry, not Caspian. Siegfried. Gosh.
Oh, I was gonna say, wow, that's kind of harsh.
We prefer. All I want is Siegfried, preferably alive. Dead works too, if that's all you can manage.
That's all you can manage.
But we require no hospitality. We require nothing from you or your lord, except for an old man who has gotten into trouble one too many times. Send him to me, and we will be on our way.
He just nods, turns his horse. Where's my...
So you go back and tell this to Caspian then?
Mm-hmm. Turns to Ravi. Heal.
He just...
I'm not sure that I want to totally make an enemy that way.
No, you got to do it, man. It's so good.
It's pretty great.
It's not in character, though. At all.
Isn't it? Isn't he basically a Viking? Don't Vikings trash talk as a way of life?
That's true. Honestly, yeah.
Plus, this guy's a wimp.
Right, that's the thing, right? You're not necessarily meaning it as I hate you, I'm demeaning you. It's just you're rubbing him, right? Yeah.
Because I'm not Caspian's man. I work for the town. I just happen to also work with Caspian.
Yeah.
So it's he's Caspian. He's the closest thing to Caspian. Okay, sure, why not?
He just
for the goof
pales and doesn't say anything. But he looks kind of angry, but also kind of scared. Gosh,
scared.
Afraid.
Abashed.
I'm so scared.
You guys read back. So I think we the shot we get is Caspian's face the moment after you've told him this, Alrik.
Yeah. So now here's the thing: is that now I need Jared because
right. And obviously, what it is Jared's in the middle of doing something at City right now. Remember, he's doing all this stuff with Ludwig and them. So obviously, Siegfried's doing something arcane somewhere, and he can't be found.
But before I'm do anything with this lady, I'd talk to Siegfried and be like, "What's going on?" So that's what I mean.
Here, let me message him real quick and just see if...
Okay. Yeah.
But what do you say initially?
Right. Yeah, we can do this conversation anyways. So he's just told me this, or
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I sigh. I'm like, well, that could have been worse. I'm sure whatever her issue is with Siegfried can be worked out. But of course, we should probably speak to him first, see if we can figure out what's going on here. Are they just standing outside the wall still? I guess I should ask you that. So
yeah.
So did they just park their horses outside of the wall? Are they still out there?
I would assume with a group of 100 people moving, they would have had to park somewhere.
Right, but they didn't set up a camp or anything, right? They just
there's all these yellow lines painted in the middle of the savannah, and they just kind of go into those stalls, horse by horse.
Right, yeah.
Setting up a tailgate.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they open up the back of the horses.
Tickets on all of them, start towing them away. They're not allowed to park here. I didn't give them permission.
You painted the yellow lines after all, so.
Yeah, but there's clear signs that say White Sea parking only, and
exactly.
I did not give them permission to park there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but they need to get permission from me. I didn't give that permission. Anyway, they have to buy something, okay? They gotta pay me for Siegfried.
White Sea customers only.
Yeah, White Sea customers only. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, okay, so if we can't find him, if I'm like send for him and we don't know where he is,
yeah, that's basically what happens. The soldier like we see this like montage of the soldier like looking for him, and then the soldier comes up to you and just like shrugs like.
Well,
and this is normal for Siegfried, right? Like he goes all about doing a bunch of stuff, so you just can't find him right now. He'll show up eventually.
Right. I suppose we'll have to have this conversation the hard way then. Well, go. What was her name again?
Vashri.
Sorry, say it again.
Vashri.
Vashri? Okay.
Yeah.
Invite Vashri in. She can bring a man or two if she wants, but that's it. We'll have this discussion within the walls.
Alrik does as requested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So Vashri. So like, are you inviting her into your like palace or just like this? Okay. So.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I got stuff to do.
So you're gonna have a conversation with her then?
Me?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Like over dinner?
I mean, why not? If it's that time.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
All 10 of my present wives are going to be there, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Whoever just whistled, I wasn't paying attention.
Just Connor.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. So she comes in. She sits down. The rest of you are hanging out. So what happens though is Alrik, you're probably there. Most of the people are there. Kasim is of course invited as always. But he doesn't show up immediately. And so you guys like start. Talking.
I'll probably invite Cantarius too, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey.
Would you go eat with Caspian then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah. Just make sure.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. So Vashri like sits down and she says, "So," she like looks around. I don't see Siegfried anywhere unless you cut him up and put him into the stew.
Yes, well, unfortunately, we had the same. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Alrik gives the stew a sidelong glance.
Like, unfortunately, no. Yes, well, we had a similar dilemma, unfortunately. But Siegfried is a. Now, okay, was this the first thing she said to me?
Yeah. I mean, more or less.
I don't say that then. Yes, so that is true. But we have the entire meal before us. Why don't we start with some more pleasant conversation? Tell me, what side of the region does she live on? What cardinal direction?
Let's see. I believe you guys are in the south. You guys are, right? That makes sense.
Probably.
And so I think she's in the north.
Okay. So yeah, it says, how are things up in the north?
As well as could be supposed. Of course, we don't have to deal with Serrano raids as much as you do here in this part of Nasrin, but we have our share of troubles.
Wait, we have Serrano raids that happen here?
I mean, there's the whole like Crusade War that was happening for a while.
Oh, so not like currently, but okay, I see.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's tapered off.
Just making sure there wasn't some giant lore thing I was missing.
No.
Okay. Sorry, but
remember, Nasrin is the place where they sent their holy knights to go kill people.
Yeah, I remember that now. But I thought she meant like
it's been a little while.
I'm like, I missed that.
Yeah, it's been a while since that's happened, but
okay, all right, sure.
Yeah, and she says, of course, as you may have noted or found out somehow, or maybe just guessed from my current position, I am personally not in the best of estate right now. I've lost my my estate.
I'm very sorry to hear that. What happened? Now
Siegfried happened.
Well, this is interesting.
Well, I mean, we got back to that point a lot quicker than I was hoping to. Though I had a feeling that was the answer. Yeah, so I think he just shrugs and says, honestly, I'm not surprised.
If you've known Siegfried for any length of time, I didn't think you would be.
Yes. Did he wish away your castle or your keep? You probably don't have castles. Probably not that rich.
This is probably really, really, really awkward for me.
Probably. You're probably just like, so I'm here. What's going on?
Well, no, but I know who they're talking about.
Well, I mean, so do I.
Yeah, but I have him.
He was the one who brought him here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Somehow. Yeah. Well, I mean, feel free to chime in.
Boy.
And in fact, I think I probably, when I say, I'm not surprised, I probably look at you and say, I'm sure you know something about that. After she says, if you've known him for any length of time, you're like
spoon up to your mouth with stew, and you're like, no.
Wait, you don't know that I know Siegfried?
Yeah, of course he does. You brought him.
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Oh. He just assumes that that Siegfried knows anybody of importance.
Didn't you literally walk up to my gate with him?
Yeah. Remember, like Siegfried was literally right next to you.
Yeah.
Yep. So, do you say anything?
Nope.
No? I directly say something to you and you just ignore me?
What do you want me to say? Like, I'm just kind of like, oh, well.
I mean, I said, I'm sure you know something about that. Do you, like, nod or shake your head or say that's rude or just ignore me? I mean, that's an option. I'm curious if that's what you're doing.
Well.
I mean, it was in jest, right? Like, I didn't say that seriously, like, I hate that guy. I just said it like, I'm sure you know something about that.
Oh, okay. I thought this was kind of like
I'm putting the blame on Cantarius.
Right. No. Well, and I mean, do you know that he's been coming to the... Like, he basically has a room in my palace now. Do you know that?
I don't know if Siegfried necessarily shared that.
I mean, you probably at least know that he's on your board, basically, so you probably know he's gone a lot.
Yeah.
And there's probably only one place he would go, but, maybe you don't know that he's actually working for... I mean, you probably don't know
he's a weird wizard guy, so maybe you just assume he's going, like, buying weird wizards.
Yeah, he's like Gandalf. He just disappears and comes back and breaks the rock.
Exactly.
And then, he pounds the rock, man. He does work. Anyways.
It's kind of strange.
Mm-hmm. Just go with it. What we're talking about... Oh, yeah, so do you have any response to that, then?
I do know a little bit about that man.
Yeah, she looks at you, raises an eyebrow. Oh, that he's...
I should hope so. You travel with him.
Not as much as I would hope to, though. Not as much as I would.
You haven't traveled with him as much as you hoped to, or you don't know him as much as you would hope to?
I don't know any of you half as well as I deserve. I don't know. I actually know that line, so I'm going to stop. Never mind.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah. I heard somebody say it once. I think they said it right. I was impressed. Sorry, I keep interrupting. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, Vashri's looking at you with a strange look, Cantarius.
I don't know what to say to this lady, man.
Well, she asked you if you meant that you don't travel with him as much as you'd like.
No, I said definitely the latter.
Oh, okay.
So you need to know more. He's like, yes, he is a mysterious man. That is true. If I had known what he was truly like when I first met him, well, suffice it to say, he would not be alive now.
Yeah, I think I just chuckle. Like, that's about right. Also, and Cantarius, this is probably the first time you've seen this, but not only is Gwen sitting next to me, but there's 9 other women sitting next to me that you've probably never seen. I mean, yeah, you haven't been to the palace very many times, so.
Yeah, there's just like nine women of various ethnicities, like from.
Yeah, they're all basically different ethnicities.
Yeah, there's like a deeply like African skinned, like, dark skinned, like beauty. There's some others like Gwen, like, northern blondes and redheads and stuff. Lots of some Nasrin. There's a Showa woman.
Also, I think you probably noticed some of them have really light, like they must have been really old, scarring and stuff like that on them. Not like they probably didn't get it from me, right? It looks old enough that it's probably, I mean, they could have, depending on how long they were with me, but some of them look like they probably had some storied
traumatic
pasts.
past.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some of them probably have fresher scars now that I think about it too,
and they have a wide range of like personalities and bearings, and like none of them are like there's no like uniformity to anything about them.
I'm thinking Cantarius has this awkward scene that he really doesn't know what to do with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
yep.
Probably.
He's just kind of like, here, and he's like trying to help him out, and then he's just kind of like, this is weird.
I'm sorry, I just thought I'd mention that, but what was the last thing that was said in the conversation? Oh yeah, Vashri, I just chuckled because she was bashing. Yeah, she said she would kill him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she looks back at you, Caspian, and she just like says, "Listen, Caspian, I appreciate the dinner. I appreciate your hospitality. I truly do. But does anyone know where Siegfried is, or are we just stalling time here so that he can escape?
We're definitely just stalling time here."
Did you say that out loud?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
That's one of those things that like
you're about to get
he mumbles it under his breath like Cantarius does.
Yeah,
because he can hear the conversations.
Right. Yeah. He's just.
Yeah. That's one of those moments.
Yep.
So well, unfortunately, as his wont with Siegfried, we had some trouble locating him, but I'm afraid that is somewhat irrelevant. You see, as eccentric as Siegfried is, he's a critical asset for me. Now, I understand that you have bad blood with him, and I would be very interested to know the nature of that on a purely personal level, just out of interest. But unfortunately,
you're talking to the lady?
No, I'm talking to her. Basically, I'm saying I'm curious to know what he did, but it's sort of irrelevant. So unfortunately, I can't give him up to you, at least not for an extended period of time. However, I would be certainly willing to make other arrangements. I'm sure they would have to be basically, I'm sure they'd have to be an appropriate degree for the sort of injury that he's done to you, but I have resources and friends.
So you're not.
Basically, I'm like, yeah, I can't give you Siegfried, but I might be able to give you something else.
Yeah. So she says, I mean, make a test, make a persuasion test.
I'm good at those.
Right? Like she wants revenge. That's the main thing she wants. But if you can convince her that it's in her best interest to not seek revenge and rather just seek you, providing her with reparations, like. You know,
also, I did sort of suggest that maybe somewhere down the line, once he's not useful to me, I'd give him up, which is a lie, but.
So you can fork and false it if you like.
Beautiful.
I think it's mostly persuasion, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird when it's better if you're lying than if you're not.
That is politics at its best. All right.
That's better when you're lying.
Yep.
Politics, 2017.
Yeah. So, falsehood is 1. I'm not really scamming her. Not yet. Haggling, can do haggling. I mean, we're kind of striking a deal here, right?
Yep.
Okay. I have Lord Wise. Does that count? She's a lord, right?
Yeah, technically. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right.
She is a Sahiba.
Okay.
A disgraced Sahiba, but a Sahiba all the same.
Yeah. I still only have 1 persona, don't I? Gosh darn it. And I need that in case I die. Butts. All right.
Yeah, it turns out the stew is poison. Make a health test.
Right. Oh, can I fork in reputations or affiliations?
You can get an advantage die if one of them makes sense.
Can the gold vein help? I mean, I told her that I have friends.
That makes sense. Yep.
Awesome. Can my wives help me? I have 9 of them, or 10 of them.
No.
None of them can help me?
That doesn't make any sense. Oh, you mean like offer you like an act, like help?
Can I get 10 helping dice?
No, I will let you get 2 helping dice.
Wow, cool.
Like 1 or 2 of your wives, like steps in and offers a counterpoint.
Primarily Gwyn, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, like Gwyn and I think Dania, your spy master person.
Okay.
The person who's like actually like runs the spy network, because Gwyn's like your bodyguard and like sees the stabbing people. The Dania is like person who's like the brains behind the operation. She actually like coordinates the wives.
Yeah. All right. So what's the difficulty here then?
It is her
will,
which is
like 2, right?
It is 6.
Naturally. All right. I had 11 dice, and I got 4 successes.
Wow. You got 1 6.
Now, okay, so based on how far this roll will carry me, if I basically, all right, my intent with this is to try and get her to agree to. Can I put terms on this deal too and make that part of this roll? Is that acceptable, or is that like? So I was saying, like, I can give you something else. Can I make having her accept what I'm offering her as part of the roll? Is that a thing? Because ultimately, my intent here is to get her to agree to something else besides this, instead of Siegfried. Can that be part of the roll, or does that have to be a separate roll?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, my hope is that she'll. Well, I guess we can hash that out after I roll. So in that case, because I wanted to know if it was worth.
Right.
Using my call on
Duchess.
What?
Was that
my
Duchess?
cat? Yeah. All right. In that case, I'm going to use my call on to reroll all my failed dice.
Oh yeah.
Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dang, nice man.
Actually, yeah, I have to because I can't. The fate won't help me that much. So roll. What did I say that was?
7.
7. Jeez.
76.
I thought that's what it was, and it didn't sound right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 10 successes.
Nice.
Also, can I, if I get better on this, will that help me, like,
no,
get a better deal? No? Okay.
Yeah, so she thinks it over, she mulls it over, and she says, what sort of reparations, Caspian? And you can tell with that statement that she's, like, agreed. She just wants to, like, hash it out now.
Right.
So.
This is, well, and if you don't mind me saying, I did notice the rather poor state of your men out in the, outside the walls. Or rather, I guess I was informed of it. So I believe I can do something about that.
Yeah, she raises her eyebrow or she doesn't raise. She furrows her brow and she says, "Yes, it was rather odd. I do remember there being more in the way of supply towns around this region, but the ones we came to were burned out and the oases sanded. I was quite curious about that. Did you have bandit problems recently?
That does sort of correlate to my proposal. Are you familiar with Eero?
I believe I recognize the name, since of traveling looking for Siegfried.
Yes. Well, he's a rather large thorn, I should say. Perhaps that's the most appropriate method or term for a dinner table. Anyways.
Yeah.
And he says, also, he happens to be the one responsible for the destruction of these oases. It also happens to be a portion of my, or the crux, I suppose, of my proposal. You see, I don't like him very much, and I would appreciate his removal. Demise is optional, but at least that he be no longer in power.
I suppose, I think that all of us true patriotic Nasrins would what's the word? Would desire that the Serrano would not be in power in our native homeland.
Of course.
What ethnicity is Caspian?
I'm
Nasri.
Oh, he is?
He's native.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm local, yeah.
For some reason, I thought that you had come from elsewhere.
I came from another city, but it was still like a Nasrin city. So I'm not from this region necessarily, but I'm close enough that it's more or less the I don't know if we ever hashed out the super specifics, but
you're in Nasrin. You were
so
just
I see what you're doing here. You're just going to keep throwing your problems in that cliff until it either.
I am going to throw so many corpses at that person. He is going to drown in them.
I like it. I think Alrik picks up on this as well. But no. How would...
I mean, feel free to chime in if you want. But yeah, so he says, now I do have a few resources predisposed towards that endeavor, but of course I could always use more, and a woman of your experience would certainly be a great boon. And of course you're in need of an estate, as you mentioned, and well, if all goes well, Iro will not be in need of an estate. So of course
she raises her eyebrow in a very oh, I see where you're going with this.
I've also already promised this to someone else, but it's irrelevant.
Didn't you promise to that Tauren guy?
Yep. I'm hoping that he'll get killed or something during the fighting, and I won't have to worry about this.
So now we have legitimately, we have Iris, Vashri, and Tauren, all who are kind of maybe thinking that they could probably take control of this when it's done.
I didn't promise that to Iris.
I know you didn't promise it to Iris, but Iris is thinking it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's ambitious enough. Yeah. I mean, my intention is that if it comes down to that, they'll solve that problem for me.
Mm-hmm. They'll just all fight against each other.
Via, murder and stuff. So, it's cool. It'll work.
Man, that's literally its own campaign right there. That whole situation with the bandits and Iris attacking the place, and then Tauren doing his political machinations to trying to take control. And then Sahiba running in, and man, I wish that we had a character in that region, but I also know that we shouldn't have a character in that region.
Right? Yeah, they'd have to have their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna start another Burning Wheel game.
Yeah.
So sorry, Josh.
He says,
what are you guys doing Saturday nights? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Right. We'll just do every day.
Living my own life?
RPG is all Josh.
Yeah.
But
why live the real life when you could live infinite better lives? As people who can kill people with hammers.
I don't know if Crow Inquisitor or a Burning Wheel necessarily translates to better lives.
Good point. We should play Fate.
I'm a Titan. I could use Sunbreaker, and then I can still kill things with hammers. In Destiny. I could play Reinhardt in Overwatch.
It's fair. Yeah. So it says. Naturally, I would much rather have a local, I guess, and a friend in Iro's seat than a Serrano expletive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Robbie's there too. Forgot.
Who?
Robbie.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about at Iro's.
I was just remembering that he was there. Yeah.
Right. I probably could have got helping dice in too, but that's okay. I didn't need it.
You defeat the dogs, so yell at me if you need anything.
So I was just gonna say, there's actually a thing that I wanted to do real quick before, to go to a break. So you guys start hashing this out, and I think she just looks at you and nods and kind of taps her cheek, and I see she's thinking, and she says, "So your proposal is to equip us and send us off to fight your enemies, and to provide us with, supplies to do so, and then maybe I get an estate out of it in the end."
Yeah, he says, well, I suppose we have two actions, of course, here. We could do as you've described, or if you'd prefer, you could remain in White Sea until we gather enough support to simply march on the city ourselves, in which case I will commit the Marasi as well. Though in that circumstance, I'm afraid the ownership of what was the name of you named the town?
Eros Town?
Yeah. I'm trying to recall the name.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the ownership of Eros estate would, of course, still fall to you, but under my supervision, of course, as I would be spearheading its acquisition. So whichever you find more agreeable. So yeah, honestly, I'm fine with either.
She kind of like considers this, and she says, "I'm willing to go along for this for now, but I would like to after we finish this delicious dinner." And she like nods to like the cook who's like standing eagerly off to the side, like waiting for someone to like compliment his cooking, because you guys are just talking about other stuff, and he's always waiting there, just like someone tell me this is good so I can leave.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I would have told him.
You just notice him now, right? And she says,
so I think I nod when she says that. Like,
yeah, she says,
"Good job, dude."
I would still like to negotiate this.
Of course.
I'm not going to agree to everything right out front, but please let's get our bellies full and have a little bit of a maybe some joy in it as well, some merriment before we talk of more serious matters. And she's about to
with the business.
Yeah, she's about to say something else, and Kasim, you so she's sitting on like this end of the table, you're sitting on this end of the table, and like from here you can like see him come up from like behind her, like the door.
Okay.
And he's like walking in kind of like hurriedly, and he's like putting on like his uniform and like buttoning up the buttons, and he's like, "I'm sorry that I'm late, Sahib. Some vermin stole my," and then he trails off. And he says, "Vashri?" Vashri turns around and she says, "Brother?" And then we go to break.
What?
Who came?
What? What?
Who came in?
What?
Kasim.
It's such a small world.
Well, didn't you know all black people are related to each other, and all Middle Easterns are related to each other too? Yeah, no, okay.
Now Dylan needs to show up, and it'll just be a party.
Josh is dead. All right, we'll be right back after that cliffhanger. Right after this.